How do you guys see asset management and in general the finance industry or your specific roles evolving in the next few years? Is there anything specific you think would change?
Would you want to go first?
Well, I can jump in. Well, finance has definitely changed a lot over the past many years, especially in Montreal. So there are many parts. I mean, we can take that question into many parts, but definitely what we've seen in the past, I would say 20 years, is the emergence of, I would say, alternative investing. And so, you know, like 50 years ago or 40 years ago, there was a lot of emphasis on traditional, like fundamental, you buy and hold stocks, bonds, and that's typical in an asset mix. You look at what's being invested in a pension fund or foundations. You would have, you know, like this 60-40 asset mix, like 60 equity, 40% bonds. And I would say over the past 30 years, there's been a lot of innovation, great innovation in new investment vehicles. And I would say we have now a lot of private equity, like what Salwa is doing, private debt, infrastructure. So a lot of new, I would say, jobs have been, different jobs have been created. What has changed also is the consolidation of the industry. So we've seen a lot of M&A among players, unfortunately to the detriment of Montreal, because a lot of firms have been acquired and then the teams and the assets typically move out of the province. So that's that can create some, that has created some turmoil in finance in Montreal. But I would say that the job over the next few years, what's impacting our day-to-day job is definitely technology. It's not very well integrated yet in asset management, but it's going to go fast. So the question is, you know, what's going to be the role of entry-level students, analysts? That's going to change significantly. I think that's probably one of the biggest change. We've probably seen the peak in terms of allocation to private equity, but it's definitely a very different world than doing public equity. So you're going to have to choose, I guess, which field you want to go into. But at the end of the day, I think what Salwa, I want to piggyback on what you said earlier. If you invest in private equity in a firm, be it private or public, the key is really to know and understand management. You can have the best model. If you don't have the right team to run the projects, you're not going to go anywhere. So I think that ability to learn a lot about a corporate culture, management style is going to remain. And I think that's really what you're going to have to learn, and that's going to be a very key differentiator. If you are able to, you know, pinpoint which teams are going to do well. So that skill, the skill set, you're probably going to spend more time meeting with people than in front of your computer, because doing models, someone else is going to do it for you.
An AI will do it for you.
Yeah. So I think that's.
I totally agree with what she said. Go ahead. But I totally agree with what you said. It's, I think the human component will be the most important one going
for
forward.
sure. That's where I was going, because basically we're working with the computers at the moment, and I don't see this going away either. Like, even we started working with AI at the moment, and it's not going to take over our jobs. For sure. Even if we build the best model, we still need to train them. Like, someone needs the brain to train them. And even when they learn, sometimes they give you crap results. So you need to go back and change the model. So that's not going away. Also, if I just take the question back, what my job would be like in 5 years, I hope it's the same. Like, I want to be doing the same thing, just with better tools. I want to be better equipped. I want the same people to be working with me because I love my colleagues. But basically, I just think it's going to be greater. And what I love about all of your experiences is that I get to see that I work with both universes. We have funds at InnoCap that are private equity, private credit, and we also have funds that are just public, so long-only equity, just stocks, or any other type of hedge funds that you can imagine. We have that on the platform, so I get to see all of that you guys are talking about on a daily basis within the funds, and I get to do analysis on them. And I think that's the great part about finance, is that you can either choose to go super specific, or you can zoom out and have a job that covers basically everything in many different ways, because in my team we're a small team, but we all do kind of different stuff in different topics, so I think you can cover a bunch of stuff. And yeah, for the AI part, I think like if you think your skills are gonna get transferred into like all of the AI, it's not gonna happen. Like even us, we started doing market research for our clients, so basically combining market events with what's happening on the platform. And I use ChatGPT. Like I ask ChatGPT what he or she thinks, whatever, about what we have in terms of intel. And most of the time, the stuff that we get is wrong, because finance is so complex that the AI is not there. So we still need to train and incorporate it into our day-to-day. But I mean, it's coming, and it's going to be, I think, greater than it is at the moment.
I mean, just to add perhaps a component that we underestimate, I think the human aspect is going to be so much more important going forward. It is very important today, and women were particularly good at the human aspect, at the connections, at building relationships, and that is going to be the key, because one, the AI is going to be doing all your financial models, or most of it, and your market research is going to pretty much be done also by another model. The component that remains is the connection that you build with whoever you trade with, or whoever you're going to be doing a transaction with, and having transferable skills like negotiations. That is going to be, no matter what job you go into, you're going to have to know how to negotiate. So there's going to be certain things that are not going to change. I think to your point about what our entry-level jobs are going to be or look like, I'm part of a committee that looks at the future of investors, like what is the future of investor looks like. And I think we are just going to have to double down on value creation as investors, like the component where you, even at a very junior level, you become part of the thought process. Your thought process becomes, how do I create value? How do I bring value creation to this, value to this team or to this investment that I made? It's going to be a big component of what we do on a daily basis. So I'm very confident that the jobs are going to be even more interesting in the future. And if anything, part of the part that I didn't like as much when I was more junior was I spent hours in front of a computer. I loved math, but spending hours in front of a computer was not my favorite thing. My favorite part was going to visit the companies and talking to all the management team and getting to understand what drives the business. And that, I think, those experiences will happen earlier because there will be other tools to help us accelerate the modeling part.